Hi team, I hope you're all well. Happy Easter. It is Easter Sunday. It is the 20th of April and this video is going to be like a cramming vlog. If you don't know what one of those is, go and check out Jan Agaton's channel. She does these monthly cramming vlogs towards the end of the month. They can be ranging anywhere from a couple of days, like a 24-hour timer challenge, or a week, or longer than a week. This one for me is going to be longer than a week. We're going to go until the 30th, so it's 10 days. But I'm going to be taking out at least 2 of those days, which will be tomorrow and Tuesday. It may run into Wednesday a little bit, I'm not sure. I'm doing a 24-hour timer challenge with my patrons for the F1 readathon, and it will be my Long Live Cowboys vlog, and I'm very excited. So you won't see any of tomorrow or Tuesday, and potentially a little bit of Wednesday. So I did just want to give you that quick intro to let you know the lowdown of what's going on. But this is a cramming vlog. So I am doing 30 books in 30 days. And keep it or you to slowed me down a wee bit. So we're on the 20th day of the month. And I have only read 16 books. So I'm 4 days behind. I'm 4 books behind. So my aim, I have 4 books planned for Long Live Cowboys. And then I will have another 10 books that I need to get through in this cramming vlog. So that is my goal. If I can fit another Long Live Cowboys book on, I will do, but I don't know if that's going to be the case during the timer challenge. 4 books, usually I can get through 6, but that includes like a graphic novel or a manga or a shorter book. Some of those are a little bit shorter, so I may be able to fit something on, but one of them is an arc, so it will take me a bit longer to get through that because it's a physical read and it's not short. So we'll see what happens with that. But in general, I do have a stack of books here that I am thinking about reading for multiple reasons. So let me go through them with you. I've got Cat Gamer Volume 6, nice quick read. I might even try and do this today. This is going to replace the animal in the title prompt for Buzzwordathon, because I did have A Curse of Blood and Wolves on for that, and I only read 6 pages, so I feel like I need to replace the prompt. So I'm going to go for Cat Gamer Volume 6 for that one. It's got the word cat in the title. I am picking a different book, I'll show you in a second, for the animal on the cover prompt for Buzzwordathon. I could still do this, but I want to pick a different one. Then I just had Laura Olympus Volume 8 come in from Inklaw. Thank you to them for sending me this one. I truly appreciate it. So I would like to read this as well. Usually nice quick reads. And I like to read them as soon as they come in. This doesn't officially come out till May. So again, I would like to read it early while I have it early. So I will probably try and do that as well, which will get me caught up as well pretty quickly, which is nice. Then I do have Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Cowles, which is the book that I'm going to pick for animal on the cover, because this does have dragonflies, whatever these are on the cover, they're animals, that's for sure. And I started this when Jade was coming. So on the Wednesday night when Jade was coming, I started this book on my Kindle and I got to page 33. I haven't picked it up since, so I want to continue on with this. Considering I have the rest of the series, I would like to continue. So yeah, I'm reading this one because I'm partway through it and I want to continue on with it. This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. This is on my actual TBR for the month, so I would like to get to this one as well. And I have just done my May TBR, which will already be out. And the third one has gone on my May TBR, so I definitely want to read that one and prioritise that one. The Rainfall Market for my translated fiction for the month. I have done my non-fiction and my classic, because I picked 84 Charing Cross Road to complete both of those prompts. So I need my non-fiction, my translated fiction for the month, and I haven't done it yet. This was going to be February's book for Buzzwordathon, but I replaced it with Watermoon, but this is on my 25 books in 2025. So I want to get to that. Should be nice, quick, easy read. And then Silver Elite by Danny Francis, because I'm already partway through it and it's an arc. I'm 228 pages in and I'm so excited to finally get back to this now that I've read Heavenly Bodies, and the other book that was slowing me down was Enchantra. So I'm glad to finally get back to this because I've been missing it, I'm not gonna lie. So those are just a few of the reading plans that I have in theory for this week. This stack already looks hefty, I know, but I have to get to like 10 books, not this week, this cramming vlog, sorry. I have to get to like 10 books, 9 at the minimum, if I can fit 5 books in the Long Live Cowboys vlog. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 6. So I will need another 3 to 4 books. And I do have some that I'm in the mood to read. They are chunky ones, so it'll just depend on how long it takes me to get through these, whether or not I go for more manga and graphic novels or shorter stories, because I have the audiobooks now as well for the horror collection that I'm going to do, horror short story collection that I'm going to do for Our Fantasy. I have those now, so I could do those, or whether I pick some more chunkier books to get through. So we'll see what happens with this, but I think I am going to start off with Cat Gamer Volume 6, and I will give you an update on this. I may even read Lore Olympus Volume 8 and then come back and give you an update on both of them. But as I say, tomorrow and Tuesday will be cut out of this vlog entirely because it's for a different video. The rest of today, I have been working. I've edited a video. I know it's Easter Sunday, but we went to see family yesterday. We're both ready for like a chill day. So I've actually done some work and I've edited Keep It or Eat It episode 4, and I've filmed my May TBR. I could do with editing that really, but I don't know if I can be bothered today. I do have more time at home this coming week because Denver's coming staying, so rather than leaving him for hours and hours and hours on end while I'm at work, I will be doing bits and bobs here and there with nipping to my brother's for work, but I'll for the most part be working from home, so I will have more time at work over the next few days, well, week and a half or so, during this entire vlog actually. So yeah, the rest of today I'm gonna upload. I might even leave uploading this video till tomorrow, to be honest, because I truly can't be bothered. I've got 35 minutes into Gavin's China vlog, while I have been pottering about, importing footage, tidying up, etc, catching up with Core Pile. So I've been watching bits of that. We've got early access as patrons, so I would like to carry on with that, but it's like 2 hours long. And the F1 is on tonight at 6 p.m, so I will be going down to watch that later. It is currently 1 to 2 in the afternoon, so I'm going to give this a read, I think, and then make a decision on what to do. And I will check in with you and have an update for you. Hello, I'm finally back to this vlog. It is Friday, it's 5 o'clock Friday evening, and it took me so much longer to get through the cowboy vlog than I anticipated. It literally took me 5 days to get through, so I expected to be back here latest Wednesday evening. That's not been the case. I have got a little bit of B-roll for you with Denver, I think, so he will continue to be in this vlog until the end of the month. But we are now on the 25th, so I've got 5 days left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days left, yeah, to get some reading done. So I have finished 2 more books, which does put me at 23 books read. Yeah, I've got 7 books left I need to read in the next 5 days, which I think will be doable, but we'll have to see what happens. So I did read Cat Gamer Volume 6, which was very, very cute, and I did give 5 stars to. I really enjoyed this. It was really, really sweet. If you don't know what this is, it's following our main character who one day, she's got quite a mundane life. She works, she goes home, she games, and that is it. She works, games, sleeps and eats when she can find time. But one day, and she always says no to like socialising and going out and stuff. She's always saying no to things. But one day, the security guard at work comes in with this tiny kitten in a box that has been found in the car park and says, does anybody want to adopt this kitten, take it home? And before she can even think about what she's saying, she says yes. So she takes the cat home and uses her knowledge of gaming to keep the cat alive. And essentially this cat becomes her pet, and then she gets the cat a friend, and it's very, very sweet. And I just really enjoy the gaming aspect of it with the cat aspect. It's just a very cute palette cleanser that I'm really enjoying the series of. So that is Cat Gamer Volume 6. I do have a Volume 7 if I'm looking for something else a little bit easy to read over the next few days, albeit, to be fair, if I'm going to reach for anything manga wise, it will probably end up being The Girl from the Other Side, because I'm up to Volume 6 of that, I think. Oh no, I've read Volume 7. Fairly certain. Yeah, I've read Volume 7, so I can continue on with that one. But then I did also move on to Lore Olympus Volume 8 by Rachel Smythe, because I was sent this by Ink Law. Thank you to them for sending it to me. And I have now read this as well. I given this volume 4 stars. This was a good one. From the end of Volume 7 and what happened with that, it was great to move on. I was very intrigued to move on to this one and find out what's going to happen next. I did lose my way a little bit in the middle. Sometimes I get mixed up with these characters. There are so many of them, and so many of them are meddling in what's going on with Hades and Persephone that sometimes I get them so mixed up. But I liked where this one left off, and I'm looking forward to continuing on with the series. I don't know if Volume 9 is the last one or if it's going to continue more than that. But I liked this one. I did give it 4 stars, so I did have a good time with this one. And that is my next read now done. So that's 23 books down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just to confirm, 7 to go. And I do have quite the large TBR I would like to get through. I think I've run through it with you anyway, but I do still have quite the large TBR to get through. I've got a couple of shorter books on there. One of them is obviously like Rainbow Grey 2, which will be a quick read. And another one is the Rainfall Market, which will be a quick read as well. But I think what I'm going to do is move back to Silver Elite by Danny Francis. I was physically reading Riding the High for the Cowboy Romance, so I need to go back to this for my physical read because I do want to finish this by the end of the month. I am on, I actually don't think this is true anymore. I don't think I'm on page 228. I think I've read a little bit more. So let's have a quick gander. Yeah, chapter 27 I'm on now, not chapter 24. So we're up to page 249. We're not quite 50% of the way through, albeit it's very, very close, damn near close. And I will be continuing on with this. So this will be my physical read for the rest of the month, and I will be finishing that off. It will 100% be my aim. And then as far as audio is concerned, I think for the time being I'm going to go back to Fragile Sanctuary because I have already started it rather than starting something else. I mean, I could do one of the shorter ones, but I think I'm going to try and get through this one. So this I am currently on page 33 with, and this is a swoony small town romance that will set your heart racing. The scowl should have been my first sign to stay away from Anson Hunt. The sexy smirk and the fact that he's my brother's best friend. Reason 2 and 3. Anson is my opposite in every way, grumpy, rude, and loves his solitude. It doesn't matter how many times I try to kill him with kindness, the man simply won't crack until he sees me shatter. When my world falls apart, Anson catches me, and so-called accidents put my life in danger. He steps in to keep me safe, but Anson has secrets with a price, and when they're revealed, neither of us will escape unscathed. So this one I have already started, as I've mentioned, and this is following Rhodes and also Anson, as mentioned. And at the beginning of this, Rhodes, she is a younger girl, and her and her best friend, let me just remind myself what her best friend is called. So we start off in chapter 1 with Rhodes and Fallon. I think she's like 13 or 14 or something. We start off with them on their way home from their first boy-girl party ever. And you know, like official boy-girl party, and they're on the way home with Fallon's mum. She drops Rhodes off at home, and then Rhodes is in the kitchen having a chinwag with her mum, telling her about the party and stuff, but she's kissed this boy she likes at the party. Anyway, they all go to bed, everything is fine, until in the middle of the night when Rhodes can smell fire. And shit just kind of goes down from there. We then jump in chapter 2 to sometime later. Oh no, that was the intro. Then we jump to chapter 2, aged 27. So the prologue is age 13. So then we jump to age 27, and she has decided to buy her family's old home where the fire happened. Now, obviously some time has gone by, and what happened at that point when she was 13 and the fire happened is that her best friend's mum took her in. Now, Fallon's mum had this thing where she would take lots of kids in, she would adopt, she would foster, and basically Rhodes has then grown up with these siblings that aren't blood related, but they're her siblings nonetheless. And her brother's best friend, the brother in question, is not a blood relative. He's one of her adopted brothers. So, not that it makes any difference to adopted siblings or foster siblings, I've no doubt, but depending on the situation. But yeah, just to mention that he's actually her adopted brother. So Anson is her adopted brother's best friend. Now, the brother in question is Shep, and Shep runs a company that does renovations on houses and stuff, and he's basically put Anson as the lead on doing this house up for Rhodes and helping her out with it. So we're about to get our first interaction between Anson and Rhodes, because she's having a wander around the house at the moment, which is still very badly damaged from the fire and isn't very safe, and Anson's about to lose his shit because a random woman's walking around this house. As it turns out, it's her house. So that is what's going on in this one. So this will be my physical read. This will be my audio for the time being. Once I finish this, I'll move on to a new audio. I don't think it'll take me too long to get through this one. And thank you again to Evermore for sending me this, and also to Del Rey for sending me this. All part of the same team. I appreciate them nonetheless. Doing the Lord's work here. I've just read Laura Olympus from Inklaw, who is also a subsidiary of the same publishing house, Del Rey and Evermore. Shout out to Penguin for, you know, always providing me with the most amazing books. Hello, good morning. It's Saturday morning. I don't have too much of a reading update for you. I have made a little bit of progress on Silver Elite. We went out for a couple of drinks last night, and I'm feeling friggin' terrible this morning. The older you get, the less you can drink. And honestly, the less I drink, the worse I feel. I only had like 3 ciders last night, and I just feel awful. I was on page 249, and I'm now on page 279. I've managed 30 pages, killing it. I think what I need to do is dedicate like a couple of hours to this. I don't know when I'm going to get the chance to do so. Maybe tomorrow afternoon. There's no F1 on this weekend. We're going to nip out and go see Andy's niece this afternoon. I honestly just kind of want to curl up into a ball in bed and just sleep until this headache leaves and then read. But alas, you know, we have to be social. So we're going to do that. Maybe tomorrow I can fit some reading in. What are we doing? Oh no, I've got a wedding fair tomorrow. So can't do that tomorrow. Maybe in the afternoon or the evening, because we won't be out too long. The fair starts at 11. And obviously because we've got the dog, we can't be out too long. So I do have a couple of parcels though, and I thought we could open them together. So let's do that. This is the Afterlight box for May. So the prompt is, oh hello. Then leave that alone, please. The prompt is teach me a lesson. And the book in question this is literally not of interest to you. You do not care. Don't lick it. Don't lick it. Thank you. The book in question is Flirting Lessons by Jasmine Gulroy. I will say I love what Illumicray have done with this. I don't like the original cover for this, and I will probably never pick it up based on the original cover, but this is stunning. They go axe throwing. Cute. It is signed by Jasmine as well. Cute, under the dust jacket. This is very sweet. Oh, adorable. So this one says, Avery Jensen is almost 30, newly single and ready for a change. She wants to get a hobby, date around, especially women, and flirt with everyone she sees. One problem, she has next to no experience when it comes to dating and even less confidence. Enter Taylor Cameron, champion heartbreaker. She just broke up with the most recent girlfriend and her best friend bets her that she can't go 2 months without sleeping with someone. So she offers to give Avery flirting lessons. It should keep her nice and busy, keep her away from dating and take her mind off how inadequate she feels compared to her much more settled and grown-up friends. Denver. With Taylor's help, Avery finally has the life she always wanted, but now she wants Taylor too, and as much as their mutual attraction becomes impossible to ignore, both women must decide if acting on these feelings could ruin the best thing they've ever had, or if it could make it even better. I love it when people are teaching people something or helping them out with something like this. I absolutely love it. So yeah, very excited about this one. This cover is beautiful. And then the other parcel is something I ordered from an indie bookstore called Happily Ever After Bookstore, and I would highly recommend checking them out. I'll leave a link to them in the description box down below if you're interested in checking them out. Not sponsored. There is no affiliate with them or anything. I just really like them. And it's another romance indie bookstore that you could be using in the UK. So after the cowboy romance video, I have purchased Lost and Lassoed and Struggles, Lost and Lassoed and Wild and Wrangled by Lily Sage from the indie bookstore. I wanted to get myself copies of these. I would have gotten a copy of Done and Dusted, but they didn't have one, unfortunately. So I do need to get that. But yeah, I got both of these from the indie bookstore, Happily Ever After, and I have just read them both in the cowboy romance video. If you haven't seen it yet, I'll leave a link to it up here somewhere. But yeah, I got both of those as well. So that is my little haul. That is my little update on reading. I'm going to go. Good morning. It is Monday. I didn't speak to you, I don't think at all over the weekend, maybe. I definitely didn't speak to you yesterday. Yesterday I went to the Great Northern Wedding Show that was hosted at Bolton Arena. And I went with my sister-in-law. It was amazing, to be fair. Actually, what I did do is more of talking to the vendors I've already booked than anything. However, I did manage to get a consultation booked in with a wedding venue dressing company that I've been meaning to contact for a few weeks and just haven't done it. I kept putting it off. So I've managed to get them booked in, had a conversation with a content creator, and I had a conversation with a cake maker as well. So that was good. And then when I got home, I actually did quite a bit of admin. I emailed my mortgage advisor, I emailed the content creator, I emailed the seamstress. So although it was a Sunday and none of these people were working, I got emails sent off, which was great. So I'm feeling productive already for the week, which is good news. Even if I do nothing else with the wedding this week, which I will be doing because I'll be having a meeting with the wedding venue dressers on Wednesday morning, so I've got that booked in. But even if I did nothing else this week, I'll also be having a call with my mortgage advisor tomorrow. Even if I've got nothing else done this week, it's already been a productive week as far as live stuff and wedding stuff is concerned. So that is good news. Now, as far as reading is concerned, I've got to buckle down now. It's currently 11:10. I've got sprints starting at, it's not 11:10. It's 11 minutes past. It's fuck's sake, it's 12 minutes past 9. Jesus Christ. I actually woke up a lot later than I anticipated. I woke up with Andy this morning, but then went back to sleep, thought I'd reset my alarm for 7:30, and I hadn't. I'd left it on the screen. So I woke up at 8:30 instead when I heard the kids screaming outside on the way to school. So as far as reading is concerned, this is the portion of the vlog now that's going to be the cramming side of things, because I haven't been doing that so far and I really need to get on with it. So as far as where I'm up to with current books, I told you I was going to be reading Fragile Sanctuary, which I am doing still, by Catherine Cowles. I smashed quite a bit of this out the other night while playing some Monopoly on the Switch. So I'm currently on page 209 of this, and I'm going to get this finished today. I think I have about 2 hours left, if that. Denver, what are you doing? 2 hours 8 minutes left, so that won't take me too long at all to finish. So I'm going to get this finished today. And then the other book that I am currently reading is obviously Silver Elite by Danny Francis. I've been making really good progress on this. I'm now on page 392. So I have approximately 115 or something-ish pages left to go. Less than 120 pages left to go of this. So again, it would be nice to finish this today, but I don't know if I'll get the chance to like sit down and do a bunch of physical reading today. It could be a case of me trying to get through another like 5 or 10% of this evening and then finishing it off tomorrow maybe. So we'll see how that goes, but I definitely want to finish this today. And then my next audiobook that I'm going to move on to is going to be, I think I will try and do the Rainfall Market, because this is a short one, so it won't take me too long to get through. And then maybe Rainbow Grey. This one I want to finish it physically follow along with though, because it's got illustrations in it. It's very heavily illustrated, so I want to physically follow along with this one. So one of these two will be my next read, but I will let you know when I'm picking it up. I think this could be us. I'm definitely still going to do it. It will either be a tomorrow read, or depending on where I'm up to with these two, it will either be a tomorrow read or a Wednesday read. I just want to sit down and listen to it for the full day. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think that's my best bet with this. And then as far as, I'm still 7 books behind, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still got 2 books left to read. So I'll probably at that point maybe move on to some manga. I'm going to see how the week is looking. If it looks like I'm starting to sweat a little bit and I might not get shit done, I will probably move on to some manga, because I also have a video that I need to film and edit as well, tomorrow or Wednesday. Tomorrow preferably, after my meeting with my mortgage advisor, so that it's done then. So yeah, that's my plan for the week. So let's get going, because sprints are going to be starting in 15 minutes and I want to get myself set up and ready to go, and then I'm good to go. I also could do with taking some like Instagram pictures, maybe doing some TikToks this week as well. I don't know. So I need to do that. I've also got some other work I need to get on with this week. So let's get on with the week, shall we? Okay, hello. It is 12 minutes past 12 and I'm here to give you an update. I have now finished Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Cowles. This was good. It was very cringe at the end. Very cringe at the end, like literally just the last like chapter, incredibly cringe, but overall I liked this. Very much so a romantic suspense. So we have this situation where Anson is quite a grumpy person. He has a lot going on in his past that slowly but surely throughout the book we find out about, and a lot that has gone on has meant that he keeps himself very much so distanced from people all the time. He doesn't want to risk losing people anymore, but slowly but surely Rhodes ends up breaking down that wall. And this has got quite the suspense element to it. I don't want to mention that essentially there's a trigger in here that is a trigger for me. And if you know what that trigger is, you'll know. But it isn't mentioned anywhere, so I don't want to specifically say. But I was able to read through that situation, to be fair. But yeah, a lot happened in this. I thought that the atmosphere was very, very good. I thought that the writing was good, except for the cringe part at the end. Some of it was throughout a little bit cringe as well. And there were a lot of conveniences and coincidences as well. Too many conveniences, to be fair, for me. I have still given it 4 stars. I thought it was good, albeit that last chapter may have knocked a little bit off. I don't know if it should be maybe a 3.5 star now, but overall I liked it. I thought it was good. I'm obsessed with this cover and I will definitely be continuing on with the series. Thank you to Evermore for sending me this, and also the first 4 as a whole in the series. I appreciate you a lot. So I have read this now. We have 6 books left to go, and what I'm actually going to do at this point, instead of going straight into the Rainfall Market, is I'm actually going to do one of the short stories from the short story collection that I'm planning on doing for our fantasy, the Shivers collection. So I'm going to do the first in this series, which is Jackknife by Joe Hill, and the synopsis for this one is: ruined by scandal, Dennis Lang is hoping for a comeback. Selling the story of a cursed tree could make his future, if it doesn't kill him. In this monstrous short story from New York Times bestselling author Joe Hill, Dennis awakens something evil when he removes a decades-old jackknife from the trunk of a gnarled old sycamore. Once pinned in place, now thoughtlessly freed, the tree returns to its roots. An act of vigilante justice took place under its boughs long ago, but its taste for blood has only grown stronger. I'm looking forward to this one. It is a short episode. It's an hour and 18 minutes, and on the speed I'll probably listen to, it's going to take me about 34 minutes. So I won't quite complete it in this sprint because I think I've got about 30 minutes left of the sprint, but I'll get most of it done, and it will just be another book that I can tick off as well, and get me down to only 5 books left. And then I'll move on to the Rainfall Market, which is good. So just wanted to come on, give you an update on Fragile Sanctuary, let you know what I'm moving on to next. I probably won't come back after finishing Jackknife. I may wait until the Rainfall Market. Maybe I'm partway through the Rainfall Market, give you an update on Jackknife, let you know what Rainfall Market is about, maybe, or I'll wait till I finish the Rainfall Market and I'll tell you what it's about then, and give you my thoughts on Jackknife and the Rainfall Market at the same time. Otherwise there will be a million clips in this video. I'm going to go. I need to sort out some lunch for myself. But yeah, I'll check back in with you later. Okay, hello. It is later on in the day. It is 5:30 almost. And I have finished another book. Let me attach this so I don't have to hold it. I have finished another book. So, I've just finished the Rainfall Market. I think that I'm going to give this like a 2.5 star. It wasn't terrible. I just don't think it was for me. I have had a look on, I've filled like Corpile out so that this is ready to be filled out. I haven't put my rating in yet, so I'm not 100% certain. It's going to be like a 2.5, 3 star, I think. But this apparently, from according to Goodreads, is an adult book, but it read really, really young. And I don't know how to explain. A lot of other people have said it in their reviews, but I don't know how to explain it. Like, it read like this should be maybe a middle grade, like an upper middle grade. It just, our main character, albeit she is at uni, just seemed to read like she was 13 years old maybe. It had the whimsy of Alice in Wonderland, I would say. Maybe a couple of people mentioned Studio Ghibli, which I'm not necessarily familiar with. And I also saw a couple of people saying that it gave the vibes of Caraval, which I did not enjoy. So makes sense that I didn't like this one. It just wasn't for me. I'm just not sure what it was specifically about it, but I just didn't particularly love this one, unfortunately. The synopsis for this, because I haven't told you at all what this is about at all. Also, remind me that I need to tell you about Jackknife in a minute. Step inside a magical and uplifting world in this Korean best-selling sensation. On the first day of the monsoon, an old ramshackled building appears. This is the Rainfall Market. Inside you'll find magical bookstores, hairdressers, perfumeries, and anything your heart desires. But you cannot enter without an invitation. Serin, who lives in a small flat with her mother and dreams a bigger, better life, can't believe her luck when she receives a ticket inviting her to step inside the Rainfall Market. Once inside, she will have the opportunity to swap a life for a new one, a better one. Accompanied by Isha, the cat, and followed by the mysterious shadow, Serin tentatively steps inside. There she is told she has just 1 week to choose a perfect life and find true happiness. However, there is a catch. If she doesn't find her dream life, she'll be trapped inside the market forever. I don't know how to explain it. Isha was probably my favourite character, which was the cat as a whole. But I think there's a lot more going on with Serin in her life. She's essentially I'm sorry, what ails you, my little freeloader? It's only me. Don't panic. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, Seren appears to be a college student, so she's got to be around 17, 18, I think. And she lives with her mother, and her sister appears to have gone missing the year before or a couple of years prior. Mum doesn't seem to be too concerned about this situation at all. But I don't know, it just didn't click for me. It wasn't for me, unfortunately. So 2.5 or 3 stars for this one, I'm afraid. Jackknife by Joe Hill, which was the short story that I was reading, the first one in the Shivers collection, which I'm reading for the Our Fantasy bingo board. This one was interesting, very creepy, very atmospheric. It did exactly what it was supposed to. However, it had quite an abrupt ending. I know it's a short story, but it had quite an abrupt ending. I think it's literally like 32 pages. But essentially, it's about this tree that had a jackknife in it. And our main character ended up pulling the jackknife out of it. And then the weird shit ended up going on with the tree. It was moving about. A cat ended up being eaten by the tree. It was just really bizarre. But it was such a creepy, atmospheric story. Joe did a very good job of creating a really good atmosphere for this story. It was quite terrifying, I will say. It did end up giving this one 3 stars. Not one of my favourite from the horror collections that I have read, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. And I am looking forward to continuing on with that series, albeit the next one is another author that I don't necessarily get on with, Stephen Graham Jones, for the next one. I had Paul Tremblay in my head. It's not. I won't read anything from that author again, but it's Stephen Graham Jones in the next one. And historically, I don't have a good track record with Stephen Graham Jones. So we'll see how that goes. So my aim, once finishing this, I've managed to finish 3 stories today, which is great news. So I've got, how long have I got? How many have I got left? 4? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So my aim was to go on to Rainbow Grey. However, after chatting with my patrons, Chloe, this is entirely your fault. I have put Magnolia Parks on my May TBR, but Chloe's currently reading it, and now I want to read it. If you haven't heard this before, Chloe and myself tend to accidentally end up doing buddy reads all the time. We don't even know we're going to do it. It's just that we'll hop on sprints one day on a Monday and we're accidentally reading the same book, or we'll encourage the other to pick up the book that we're currently reading. So I was saying to her that this is on my May TBR. I'm really excited about picking it up. But the more she spoke about it, the more I immediately wanted to pick it up. And I was like, I'm kind of super in the mood for this right now. I wonder if I can fit it in at the end of April. So I'm going to pick this up, and I'm actually going to swap, because this was for the 25 books in 2025 prompt. Like, the prompt that this came up in my May TBR was a 25 books in 2025 book. And this was on that TBR. So I'm actually going to swap it out for Rainbow Grey, because that's also on my 25 and 25 list. But if I manage to, well, I'll read Rainbow Grey in May. That's it. So I am going to move on to this. I am still aiming to do Kennedy Ryan as well over the next 2 days at some point. So I think what I'm going to do, I was going to make some more progress on Silver Elite by Danny Francis, but I think I might leave that and make a start on this. There's a good chance, because Andy's been at work, there's a good chance he'll have some tea and then go to bed and watch some Walking Dead, so I can get some reading in later. But I think I want to make a start on this so that it's started. I have this issue with starting a new day with a new book at the same time. I can't, first thing in the morning, pick a brand new book up. It doesn't work for me. I have to, even if I just get 5 pages in, I have to start the book the day before. I don't know why. I'm not sure what the reasoning is behind it. If anybody knows the answer, let me know. The synopsis for this, though, I know that this is going to be super messy and toxic, and I'm just here for the drama. Drama, Mick, I love it. She's a beautiful, affluent, self-involved and mildly neurotic London socialite. He is Britain's most photographed bad boy who broke her heart. Magnolia Parks and BJ Ballantyne are meant to be, and everyone knows it. She dates other people to keep him at bay. He sleeps with other girls to get back at her for it. But at the end of their every sad endeavour to get over one another, it's still each other they crawl back to. Only now their dysfunction is catching up with them, pulling at their seams and fraying the world that they've built, a world where neither have ever let the other go completely. As the cracks start to show and secrets begin to surface, Magnolia and BJ are finally forced to face the formidable question they've been avoiding all their lives. How many loves do you really get in a lifetime? The glue's peeling off on this. I wondered why my bookmark kept getting stuck. The glue's peeling. Anyway, I'm looking forward to this one. I have the next 3 in the series after this, so Daisy Hates, Magnolia The Long Way Home, and then Daisy Hates The Great Undoing, but I know that there is a new one has since come out as well. I haven't yet got it because I wanted to see how this was going first, and I have the old covers as well because I don't like the new ones, they look trash. So I'm going to give this a read, mixing it up. But yeah, that's my plan. So I will check back in with you probably tomorrow when I've got an update for you, let you know how far I get into this and what my initial thoughts are on it. Okay, good morning. It is 9:20 on Tuesday morning, and I have a little update for you. So yesterday I did start Magnolia Parks, as I said I would. This is so messy. Magnolia and BJ are, in fact, incredibly messy. Shock. They consistently hurt each other, and I can see myself getting more and more frustrated with this because I imagine it's going to get worse and worse with the way that they hurt each other. And it's frustrating because you can see how much they love each other as well. The way he speaks to her and the way he treats her and the things that he does for her. You can tell that he loves her, but for some reason they just continue to hurt each other. They were in a relationship for quite a long time, and I think essentially they're two like very wealthy elite families, and the families were obsessed with the fact that they were together, etc., etc. They were together from a young age. And then one day something happens, which means that she is completely heartbroken. And from this point, she cannot forgive him. However, the way she feels about him, she can't just fall out of love with him. She still loves him. And she's still, they've become like the best of friends, and he is her comfort person, he is her person, and vice versa. So they end up just kind of leaning on each other a lot, but then what they end up doing is that Magnolia has a boyfriend all the time, or he's constantly sleeping with different women, and they just constantly end up hurting each other. More than anything, actually, I've seen him letting her down, and I think we're about to maybe flip the script a little bit. So I'm enjoying this so far. The writing style was really difficult to get into to start off with. It was really bizarre. It's like Jessa was speaking to me, like us, the reader. And it was really strange. It was like, this is BJ Ballantyne, but you already know his family, so I don't need to explain to you who they are. And I'm sat there thinking, actually, I fucking don't. Can you please explain? And slowly but surely things get unravelled a little bit more. We've come across Daisy. Daisy Hates, who the second book is about. I think we get like a Magnolia book and then a Daisy book and a Magnolia book and a Daisy book. Daisy doesn't like Magnolia. I don't know the reason why, but she doesn't like Magnolia. I'm looking forward to her book. But yeah, I'm liking this. I am enjoying it. I do think that it is something that could hurt me quite significantly. But I am enjoying it. It's incredibly messy. It reads so fucking fast though as well. Like, I'm already up to page 102. And I did that last night before Andy got home from work. It just reads really, really fast. So my aim today is to finish this one. I didn't make any more progress last night on Silver Elite at all, because by the time Andy went up to bed to go and watch some Walking Dead, I just ended up watching some YouTube. I'd already, obviously, at that point I'd finished Fragile Sanctuary, I'd read Jackknife, and then I'd read The Rainfall Market and 100 pages into Magnolia Parks yesterday, and I just wasn't in the mood to continue reading, so I didn't want to spoil this with that. So I did just watch a couple of Laura's videos. I'll leave a link to her in the description box down below. Actually, one of them, she was reading this and Daisy Hates in as well, which was interesting. It was interesting to get her take on it. So yeah, I just watched some YouTube last night. So my aim today is to finish Magnolia Parks and then probably move on to Kennedy Ryan. I think this could be us. What I should be doing actually is probably pushing this to the side and making my way through something a little bit shorter just to help myself a little bit, because tomorrow I do need to film a video. It won't be a short video either. It'll be shorter once it's filmed, but to actually film it will take a while. I need to film a video, edit that video, and edit this video, and get them both uploaded, scheduled and ready to go. So I will be busy doing both of those things tomorrow, but obviously I need to finish reading for this video in order to edit this video. So in theory, I should probably pick something shorter. The downside to that is that this is the only book left on my actual TBR, and it would be nice to complete a TBR. So I don't know what to do with that. I think that I could get through it as well as Magnolia Parks? Yes. Do I think that I could get through it as well as Magnolia Parks and finish Silver Elite and one more thing? I'm not sure. I do still have like 120 pages of this to go, so I don't know what to do with that. It would make more sense to pick something a little bit shorter for this, maybe get through a couple more of those short novellas for the Our Fantasy bingo board, but I'm just frustrated because it is the last book on my TBR and I would like to finish it. Oh, other than debut novel for Silver Elite. And I can't even swap the book out for something shorter because it's just, the prompt is just Kennedy Ryan, unless she's got something a bit shorter that I can pick up maybe somewhere else. I'm going to look into that actually, and I'll come back to you and let you know what I'm planning on doing.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, I'm back with an update for Kennedy Ryan. I am very excited about reading this one. I'm so looking forward to Soledad's story. And the third one in this series comes out in May, so my intention was to read this for this month and then read the third one for Fan Book Support Group in May. So what I might do is end up reading this early May instead, so I can still read the third one. But specifically for the Kennedy Ryan prompt, for now I'm going to put this back on my shelf, but specifically for the Kennedy Ryan prompt, I'm going to read something else from her. So I did have the option of Flow, which is the Grip Trilogy Book 1, because this one is only 138 pages. It's a novella. The audiobook is 4 hours and 24 minutes. However, I think it is a trilogy, but I think it's following the same couple. And I think it's going to be a slow burn. And the following two books are pretty long. They're over 400 pages each. So I feel like that would be a bad call because I'm not going to get it wrapped up in like one go. It's not like it's like this series where it's following a different couple each time. They're just interconnected. So I feel like that would be a bad call. But she does have an Audible original audiobook. So it's literally just an audiobook and I can get it for free on my Audible. And this one is called Coming Home. I'll post a picture of the cover here. And it says they got everything they wanted but never had each other. Tori Wallace and Naomi Spencer were close friends at Finley College, the prestigious HBCU they attended. The attraction that simmered between them every semester was a question they never got to ask. or answer before soaring ambitions launched them to opposite corners of the world. Both chased their dreams of grit and glamour as high-profile journalists. They got it all except a shot of being more than friends. Years later, Tori is an award-winning investigative journalist and Naomi is America's most popular morning show host. But they both feel like something's missing. When their alma mater recruits its most famous alums for an interview during homecoming, at every look, every touch is electric. The air hums with what could have been, and they're tempted by what they could have right now, if only for one weekend. Have they travelled the world chasing something special when all it took was coming home? It sounds really, really good. So I'm interested in this one, and it's only 2 hours and 40 minutes. Quite a lot of Kennedy Ryan's books are quite long and over 10 hours. This Could Be Us was like 12 and a half hours on audio, which I could do tomorrow, but I will be rushing it and I don't want to do that. So in order to complete the prompt and still tick my entire TBR off, which would be amazing, and still finish Silver Elite, because that's also what I want to do, I'm going to do Coming Home. So that will be my Kennedy Ryan book. So I'll probably try and do Magnolia Park's Coming Home and get as far as I can with Silver Elite today. And that will, will that leave me with how many books I've got left to read? I think 1. Silver Elite, Magnolia Park's Coming Home. Yeah, 1 more book. So tomorrow I'll either do a manga or I will do the second short story in the Shivers collection. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. So that's going to be my plan. And then I can spend the rest of tomorrow then filming and editing. And if I want to read in the evening, I can start on my May TBR. In fact, I will probably end up picking This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan up. So let's get on with that, because I've got some shit to do today. I may end up with a phone call from my mortgage advisor around 10 o'clock. So I need to keep my eyes open for that as well, which will take a little bit of time. And I should probably write some info down for that just in case he does phone. But yeah, let's get on with the day. I don't have my mic on, so I hope you can hear me, but I'm chuckling because the word assholery has just been used. And a few chapters ago, I started tabbing, and one of the tabs is for assholery. We're all on the same page here. All right, it's 5:05. I've finished Magnolia Parks. This, I ended up getting to a point where I started tabbing, actually. Had quite the eloquent, what's this even called? Key. My brain is empty of everything. What the fuck was this? What was it? Would somebody like to explain to me, other than an absolute shitstorm and a total fucking mess? This was a roller coaster, and the only thing that I could actually do is just hold on for dear life until I could get off at the next stop. What? What do you mean? There were some very raw moments in this book between these two characters. There were some very raw moments with some other characters, some of the side characters. My apologies if you can hear Denv panting. It's like 26 degrees and that boy is hot. It's okay. And yeah, some very rare moments were given to us from both Magnolia and also BJ, but also some of the side characters as well. And I think at the core of this messy, very, very messy love story, there are a lot of questions about how many loves you get in a life and what it means to be loved, and other things as well, actually. I think Bridget, on that basis, is one of my favourite characters because she psychoanalyses everyone, because I think she's a psychology student. And I think on that basis, she's one of my favourite characters because she really gets to the core of what people are going through, and she, like, really makes them think about it. Where they've been, like, surface level, she goes deep with it. And I kind of love it. On occasion, I do this to people. I don't even realise I'm doing it, and I'm always very apologetic about it. But I'm not a psychology student. I'm just pretty good at reading people. But I think on that basis, she's one of my favourite characters for that reason. And also, she's not an asshole, so there's that too. Which is very rare in this book, because everyone's a fucking asshole. Henry is great too. Also, so far, not an asshole. But there's some very like deep core issues within this book, especially like with these socialites, especially in London. It's very much, think Gossip Girl. If you've watched Gossip Girl, it's very much like Gossip Girl, where the parents just don't seem to be involved too much. They ship them off to boarding school, where at a very young age then they're kind of forced to look after themselves and become very independent. And I think on that basis, Magnolia and BJ have ended up becoming very codependent on each other, which is why they cannot let each other go, despite how much they continue to hurt each other repeatedly. So I do think it's a very tit for tat and they're both being dicks, but I do think for the most part that BJ is very much so a fucking asshole in this book. It's really difficult because I love the way he loves her in those rare, raw moments when we get to see it. But when he's been drinking or he's upset about something or whatever it is, for whatever reason, and he does the shitty thing to her, I just want to claw his eyes out. I hate it. And then some of the gaslighting as well. There isn't a lot of that, to be fair. I will be very fair about that. There isn't I thought there was going to be more gaslighting. I thought there would be more of him being pissed at her for something he's done multiple times and she's done it once. There wasn't. They were very real and raw with each other, and I kind of loved that. But again, the communication in this was fucking terrible. They were shocking at communicating with each other, and I think it's just actually a very good look as well at people in their 20s and how you can... I mean, these lot were forced to grow up pretty quickly by going to boarding school, not having the parental figures there that they should have. They've constantly got money, so that's never a problem. And even in their 20s into their 30s, all they're doing is going out drinking all the time, partying, spending money, etc., etc. So in some ways they've grown up pretty quickly. In others they haven't. They're still teenagers at heart. And I think when you are a teenager, you do fall in love very easily. And I think it's... in that moment though, you've never really got that, one true love that you genuinely feel like you would die without them. And this is what Magnolia and BJ are going through, and this is what they're dealing with. And I don't know, it shows very well how easily we can fall in love with others. I don't know why Magnolia is so special, I've got to be honest. Everyone is pandering to her. I don't know if I hate her or if I'm jealous of her. I've got to be honest. There's so fucking much going on in this book, and there's only so much of it I can tell you about. The end, the final reveal at the end was fucking shocking. I was like, okay, I was getting to a point where I was like, okay, so if this is happening now, what happens in the next Magnolia Parks book and the one after that? But I just don't know if I can go through another 2 books of this back and forth with her and BJ. I don't know where this is going to go next. But naturally, I want to pick up Daisy Hates immediately. I'm not going to do that right now. I need to finish off 30 books in 30 days. So I'm going to go back to Silver Elite and try and get through as much of that as I can before Andy gets home this evening. Maybe even try and finish it. But I think Daisy Hates is going to end up on my May TBR. I don't know where the fuck I think I'm fitting that in, but I think it's going to end up on my May TBR. Shit. I gave it 4.5 stars. It was very good, very addictive. The writing, I can't get my head around Jessa Hastings' writing style. It's such a bizarre writing style. Like, when I started reading the book, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I feel like some words are unnecessarily repeated. Some sentences are unnecessarily repeated. It's almost whimsical and poetic, but not. And I couldn't get my head around the writing style. And it infuriated me all the way through the book whenever the character would kind of like speak to us as the reader and be like, so you know such and such a body, or you know such and such a thing. Well, of course you do, blah, blah, blah. And they carry on with what they were saying. And I'm like, no, I don't. Explain it to me like I'm 5. I also got infuriated with her repeatedly telling us what people were wearing. I don't give a shit. I don't care if they're in Giovanni or if they're in Givenchy. I don't even know how you say it. I don't care what people are wearing. Tom Ford, I'm not bothered. They can be in Primark sweats for all I care. I do not care what they're wearing. Stop telling me what everybody's wearing. But overall, the writing style was very addictive, very fast paced. I couldn't put this down. I had to last night, 100 pages in, but I didn't want to. I reluctantly put it down. And then today I've literally sat in my reading chair and just smashed my way through the last 4.5 hours of this that I had left. So I finished it, 4.5 stars, completed it, mate. So yeah, I think my next move is going to be to continue on with Silver Elite by Danny Francis, try and get this finished. I do have the Indigo Room downloaded on my Kindle from Stephen Graham Jones, so I can listen to that at some point. And then the Kennedy Ryan book is downloaded on my Audible, so that I can listen to that too. So I think my aim will be this for the rest of the day, try and get this finished, and then tomorrow those audiobooks I can try and get through pretty quickly tomorrow. They won't take long at all. This might take me 25 minutes, if that, and then the Kennedy Ryan one might take me an hour and 20 minutes or something, if that. So, all being well, I will get this challenge finished. Okay, good morning. This is going to be a really quick update. It's currently 9:25. I've got a meeting at past for a couple of hours with a wedding venue dresser. So I'm going to be tied up for the next couple of hours, but I have a couple of reading updates for you. First and foremost, last night I finished Silver Elite. This was so good. There were a couple of twists towards the end that I actually, one of them wasn't even that close towards the end, but that I'd already kind of picked up on. The first one was one that I picked up on quite early on in the book, and then the one kind of right at the end, I picked up on it right before it was about to happen, and I was like, oh shit. This was so good though. I loved it. It took me a while to get through this, which was on me, not the book. I was taking my sweet time with this. I kind of wish that I'd read it just within a couple of days. And I think when the next one comes out in this series, I will probably do an audio reread of this. But I loved it. It was so good. I loved the characters. I loved Ren. I loved Cross. I loved Kane. I just adored the characters. The ones I was supposed to hate, I really hated. And I really love the world building in this as well, and the whole telepathy thing. Fascinating. Just such a good story, the world building. This wasn't just a fantasy romance. This is a fantasy with a romantic element to it. It's a dystopia, and it gives, the Hunger Games. It gives Divergent. It's just giving all of the noughties throwback dystopia books, but with a romantic element, with great fantasy and world building. Loved the writing style, and I just adored this. I kind of need book 2 immediately, which is a shame because book 1 isn't even out yet. Highly recommend picking this one up. I gave it 5 stars. It was fantastic and I loved it so much. So I'm glad that I've gotten through this one and managed to finish it off. And then I did just finish Coming Home by Kennedy Ryan. I'm giving this one 3.5 stars. It was good. It was a fun, silly, goofy little time. I think this would have been better as a full-length novel. Always the case with a novella, but I think it would have been better as a full-length novel. It's a second chance romance. It is friends to lovers. It is, spanning over quite a big time period, but we're getting current day more so. We do get little memories back when they were in school, and it was a fun, silly little time, but it was missing the angst that we get with Kennedy Ryan's books a little bit, because obviously it was only 2 hours long. So yeah, it was fine though. I enjoyed it for what it was, and I have completed the Kennedy Ryan prompt now, which is great news. So yeah, I give that one 3.5 stars. So just one more book left to go, which I'm going to complete when I finish this meeting, and then today will be a filming and editing day. I am sweating my back off in this office though. I've got the fan on, which you may be able to hear. My apologies if you can hear it quite loudly. So I've got to go because it's 29 minutes past 9, and I'll check in with you in a bit. Okay, hello. It's later on Wednesday, and I'm here to wrap this vlog up. It's time. 13:30 is complete. Your girl did it. Tick. Let's just give you a run through of my day. I had a great meeting this morning with the wedding venue dresser. It went really, really well, and it was a great meeting. So I'm glad that I've done that and got that boxed off. I have filmed a video. I've had some lunch. I've read the last book for 30 books in 30 days. And now I'm here to wrap this vlog up. I'm going to run through with you very quickly what it was that I read in this vlog. But before I do that, I do have a little bit of an unboxing for you. I decided to get a handful of indie books the other day. And the reason behind this, I did try to look for these on Happily Ever After bookstore, but they didn't have them. The reason behind this, 2 of these books are going out of print because it's been picked up by a publisher, so they're going to be traditionally published. The other 2 are just Emmy and Laura's fault, essentially. I've seen them both, reading them, and now I want to read them. Did I need to get any of these books physically? No. Are they all on Kindle Unlimited? Yes. She's back on her bullshit. I just wanted to treat myself, honestly. I've done 30 books in 30 days. I'm doing all right. So the books in question, I did get Nocticadia by Kerry Lake. This is one of the books that's going out of print, this edition, because it's been picked up by a publisher. Congratulations to Kerry for that. And I'm excited about giving this one a read. I believe that this is like a dark academia, dark romance. I don't know if it's a romantasy as a whole, but I think it's just a romance, a contemporary romance maybe, but a dark one, and I'm looking forward to that. It is set at a college, Dracadia University. Yeah, so, and it is a teacher-student story, I think. So I'm looking forward to this. It is a chonker, but this cover is stunning. So I did want to give this one a go. Then the other one that I got that's also going out of print is Anathema by Kerry Lake. So this one as well has been picked up by a publisher. Now, I ummed and ahed about this one because this is going to be a series. This is a standalone, I believe, but I think this is going to be a series. This is book 1 in the Eating Woods series. So I was umming and ahhing because obviously if it's being picked up by a publisher, the cover may not look like this once it's picked up, or if it does, the next one will look very different next to this. It won't look, they won't match. This has got a matte cover on it, but I'm obsessed with this cover. It's beautiful. So I believe that this one is a romantasy, maybe a dark romantasy, and I'm really intrigued by it. So other than that, I don't know anything about it, but I've heard great things. And yeah, looking forward to giving that one a read. I'm not going to go through the synopses of all of these because they're very long. And we'll be here all day, and I just want to wrap the vlog up, honestly, so that I can get it edited. Next is one that I've seen, I think... Has Emmy been reading this or Laura? I can't remember, but I've seen somebody reading it and it looks really good. And I have this author's debut on my Kindle. I'm going to try and read it, I think, in May. So I'm intrigued about this as well. And it is On Wings of Blood by Briar Bolin. This cover is stunning. I think that this is a dragon book and it's a romantasy. I believe that she is half fae and she's kind of like trapped a little bit as a prisoner in a school of high blood of vampires. She's like the only dragon rider left, and yeah, some shit's gonna go down. Don't know anything else. She'll probably fall in love with a vampire, I predict. But yeah, I'm intrigued by this one. It looks very pretty indeed. So I'm looking forward to that. And then the other one definitely is Emmy and Laura's fault, because they were both reading it during their unplugged retreat. And it just sounded really, really good. And it is Direbound by Sable Sorensen. I think this has only just come out. And it sounds great. It's following our main character whose sister is kidnapped by the enemy, and she enlists in the army to try and help her sister. However, what she doesn't realise is that this year there are bonding trials, meaning that the soldiers are forced to bond with direwolves. So she ends up bonding with this direwolf that won't speak to her. Then there is her instructor, who's Stark, and then there is also Killian, who is the handsome crown prince. So I don't know who the love interest is. Maybe there isn't just one. Maybe it's a why choose. I know nothing about this other than the fact that she's bonded with a direwolf, her sister's missing, and there appears to be 3 options, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I was intrigued, okay? The cover looks great. Could I have just read it on my Kindle? Yeah, I could. Did I bother doing that? No, I didn't. So, here's my cheeky indie haul. I like to support indie authors, okay? I don't know what to tell you. I already have the trophies now for my shelves. That's it. That's all I need to say. Don't judge me. Okay, now on to wrapping up this vlog and finally wrapping up 30 books in 30 days. There will be a full wrap up going up on my channel at some point, but I will just wrap up the 9 books that I read during this vlog. We obviously split this vlog up as well with the cowboy romance video, so which took, 3 days longer than I anticipated it doing. So I did start off with Cat Gamer Volume 6, which I gave 5 stars. It was just so sweet, and I'm obsessed with this series. Then I moved on to Lore Olympus Volume 8, which I gave 4 stars. I'm really enjoying the series. Thank you to Ink Law for sending me a physical copy of this early as well. Then I did read Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Cowles, which I did give 4 stars. Thank you to Evermore for sending me a copy of this. I truly appreciate it. I really enjoyed this. Very excited to continue on in the Sparrow Falls series. Then I did read Jackknife by Joe Hill, which I gave 3 stars. This is the first book in the Shivers collection, which is the horror collection I'm reading for our fantasy this year. So I have read the first one now, which is fantastic news. Gave it 3 stars. Then I read The Rainfall Market, which I gave 2.5 stars. I didn't really love this, I've got to be honest. It's not my favourite in the translated fiction that I've read, but it's not been my least favourite either, because I did DNF Before the Coffee Gets Cold last month or the month before, which I'm still sad about, by the way. But 2.5 stars for this one. I didn't love it. I just couldn't get my head straight with what age range this is supposed to be. According to Goodreads, it's adult. This read like it was a middle grade. It was just really bizarre, and I couldn't get my head around it, unfortunately. So this was a 2.5 star. Then I moved on to Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings, which I read in a 24-hour period, and it was absolutely fantastic, and I loved every single second. I gave it 4.5 stars. It was so messy, and I'm very excited to continue on with the series. Then I did finally finish Silver Elite by Danny Francis. I loved this so much. It was so fucking good, and I cannot recommend this enough to you. This does come out in May. It was really, really good though, and I gave it 5 stars. I can't believe I actually finally finished it as well. It took me so long. It took me 23 days in total to read this, which is on me and not the book. I just wasn't committing enough time to it, which I should have done, but I loved it. 5 stars for this one. Then I did read Coming Home by Kennedy Ryan, which was a short novella audiobook, and I enjoyed this. I did give it 3.5 stars. I think it would work better as a full novel. I think that we didn't get enough angst and we didn't get enough time with the characters that I think Kennedy could do a fantastic job of if it was a full-length novel. But for what it was for the novella, it was a fun, quirky little time, and I gave it 3.5 stars. And then last but by no means least, I have just finished The Indigo Room by Stephen Graham Jones. I'm giving this 1 star, and I'm actually devastated I should have read this before coming home. I'm actually devastated that I'm ending April on a 1-star read. Like, really gutted. I should have known better. It's Stephen Graham Jones. I've finished one book from him previously. What have I actually read from him previously? I've got Goodreads open on my computer. Let's have a look. I DNF'd The Final Girls, I think. Oh, I've DNF'd The Only Good Indians. I read The Last Final Girl. I gave it 1 star. Should have known better. I don't know why it's not saying it on here, but I've definitely DNF'd The Only Good Indians, and I think I was a teenage slasher. Oh no, I haven't touched that one actually. The Only Good Indians is the one that I have DNF'd though, for sure. And I just didn't enjoy it, unfortunately. It is what it is. But yeah, The Last Final Girl I gave 1 star as well. This one was just really bizarre. I didn't get it. I didn't understand what was going on. We were following our main character. I think she was called Jessica, if I remember correctly. And she was in a meeting, and all of a sudden the lights go out, and she thinks that she can see one of the HR managers across the way in the meeting, but with no head. And she starts having, like, premonitions or something. And she spots... Wait, hang on. Oh, it's just come back to me now what actually happened in the book. I still don't like it, but it's starting to make a bit more sense now. It's the ending that's bothering me. It was so open-ended and I just didn't like it. I didn't like how it ended. So she's in this meeting. She sees Anna across the way. I remember her name now, who is the HR manager, and she has no head. The lights are out, but she can see Anna. She's no head. And then next to her is Ted, who has his arm kind of stops at his forearm. And then the lights come back on and some shit goes down. And then her son, Cole, ends up coming to work for some reason. And then the big boss comes in, doesn't like this whole kids are a distraction at work thing. They should never be at work, blah, blah, blah. So she finds somebody else to look after Cole while she's having a meeting with this woman. I don't know. It was very confusing. And then an incident happens in the elevator with the 2 people that she saw with missing limbs. One of them ahead, and an incident happens. It's all making sense a little bit more now with this situation. So she's having like these premonitions, and then right at the very end she has one about her son, and then that's it. I've not really spoiled anything, in all honesty. It's 35 pages long, but that's it. That's what it's left on, and I was like, I don't get it. There was no need for all of the big long words in this story, and it didn't make any sense to me, and I didn't like it. So 1 star. So I'm a little bit pissed about ending on a 1-star read, I've got to be honest. But overall, my general rating for April has been pretty high. I had, for the most part, when The Bodyguard is when I started. For the most part, I had 4-star reads, but I did have quite a few 5 stars as well. But for the most part, 4-star reads with 1, 2, 3, 3.5 stars, a 3-star, a 2.5 star, and a 1-star read. So not too shabby, I will say, not too shabby. But yeah, that's it. I've completed it. 30 books in 30 days. Completed it, mate. I actually can't believe it. And also, some of these books were not small. This is over 500 pages. This one is well over 400, if I remember correctly. Oh, for like 420 pages. You know, these books are not small for some of them. I know I did a couple of novellas towards the end, but I just wanted to make sure that I was finishing today on 30 books. And I have done. I kind of wish that I picked up maybe a volume of The Girl from the Other Side instead of doing that last novella. Potentially, yeah. But there's nothing I can do about it now. I've done it. I'm not going to do 31 books in 30 days. But yeah, that is everything for April. That is all of the books that I have read in this vlog. 9 books in 7 days, essentially. This vlog did start on the 20th of April, but then we skipped Monday the 21st through till Thursday the 24th, and I came back to you on Friday the 25th. But it was like in the evening when I came back to you, I think. So we had Sunday the 20th, Friday the 25th, Saturday the 26th, Sunday the 27th, Monday the 28th, Tuesday the 29th, and Wednesday the 30th. So we had 7 days and I read 9 books in total. So pretty pleased with myself. I'm glad that I have managed to complete this challenge for another year running, and there will be a wrap up coming up. In fact, it will be my next video. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That will be going up on Wednesday the 7th. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Thanks so much for keeping your eye on me while I've been wrapping up 30 books in 30 days. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Chat to me in the comments down below. Have you read any of these? Are you going to pick any up based on what I've said? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you in whatever comes next. Bye for now.